Hi, Dr. Jayne here. More on authentic leadership. Someone asked me the other day, how do you know if you're following an authentic leader? Good question in today's world, I thought. But I started looking at the research to look for certain qualities that could define an authentic leader. And I found that there really aren't any. And then it began to make sense to me that to be authentic, you needed to be spontaneous and real so that research can't really define specific things that all authentic leaders are. But in my world, this is how I tell if I'm following an authentic leader. I always know if they're consistent with their values. And you don't always know their values, and yet you can tell in their talk. Are they walking their talk? Are they consistent with what they say they do? Are they accountable for themselves? If you ever feel like you're being what we call gaslighting, if you ever feel like someone's doing that to you, depend on your intuition that you're probably in a place where you're following someone that's not being authentic. The other thing I think about when I think about an authentic leader, the leaders that we follow are not always what we think of as leaders, but think about your parents, things that they taught you that you still do. I know my grandmother has been dead 20 years, but I can still, every time I face a problem, I can ask myself, what would she say? And I always know because she was always following certain truths that were truths for her that came across authentic to me because she had decided and tried them out and they felt like they really worked in her world. Authenticity, I think it's sometimes difficult to define, but if you want to work on it within yourself, a good way to start is to take an assessment on my website called the Values Assessment. You can find it at divineintelligenceinstitute.com and begin to open up to grow yourself to get closer to being who you really are. Dr. Jayne here. More about authentic leadership to come.